Hey guys, what's up? So today's video is going to be pretty honest, pretty open, and kind of hard to talk about, but I wanted to do it anyway because I feel like this might give me some closure on like regrets that I have throughout my fitness journey, and just like if I could help anyone out throughout their fitness journey, I'd really want to do that. So I have notes directly behind you guys that I want to talk about. I want to start from the very beginning to where I am now and kind of just talk about everything I've gone through and how amazing it feels to go through this, but also how hard it can be. So, without further ado, let's just get started. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was basically before any of my fitness journey actually started. So it started in March of 2017, so just a little over a year now. And before that, I guess you could say I was like overweight for my height and my age. I weighed about, my biggest weight I think was like 155 or so, which like doesn't really seem that much, but I'm 5 foot, so it adds up, and it did actually take a toll on my body, and I noticed after a while, but I kind of was just in denial and didn't think that I needed to do anything about it, so I didn't really do anything about it actually for a while. I just kind of, I was confident with the way I was. I accepted the way I looked, and that's awesome. Like, you should totally do that. But when it comes to your health, if it's seriously affecting you, I would recommend, thinking of ways that you could lose weight to help you in the long run. So, my parents would always warn me, about watching my weight and stuff, but you don't really listen to your parents, especially as like a teenager. I never really did that. And then I went to first year of university, and the freshman 15 is real. Basically, like, I lived in a residence, and we had a cafe right below us, so you could just go tap your card, grab food anytime, and like, it was dangerous. I probably had cake almost every day, including, and then like other snacks and stuff like that too. So anyway, that's just a little side note. The first year of university definitely didn't help me, but then in March of 2017, I was told by someone who I really genuinely care about, who aren't my parents, that they were worried about me. And I mean, at first I was like, this is insulting, what the hell? But when it came down to it, I wasn't going to get mad at them for being truthful. And they were right. Like, I knew the summer before that I had serious ankle issues. I had a hard time walking. I could barely walk up like a 40-degree incline. It was just like for a long period of time or a short period of time. Like, I couldn't do anything that I needed to do on an everyday basis. And I realized that after they said that, I was like, holy shit, like, they're right. And it's also not, like, I didn't feel as attractive as I could have felt too. So that's when it really hit me that I had to do something. And at that point, I wasn't exactly educated on, how to do that. So I gained bad habits when it came to trying to lose weight, and even now I go through those bad habits, and I also go through the bad habits before I even started to lose weight, with food and stuff, which is fine. Like, you should be able to treat yourself. I consider them bad habits when I go through spurts of doing them, like, often. But anyway, so I started my journey on March 19th of 2017. So when I first started that day, I cut a lot out. So I decreased the amount I was eating at each meal, which is awesome. It's something you should think about, is portion control. But the way I did it was I would only have like an apple during breakfast, and then a salad, and then like chicken, rice, veggie at dinner. And I think it added up to be about 1,000 calories, which was not nearly as much as I should have been getting, especially during school and also while you're working out. I should mention I was working out like 5 or 6 times a week at this point, and that's also not very healthy. Like, you can go 5 or 6 times a week, but I was pushing my limits. Like, it wasn't a good start, although it looked like it, so I kept going. Like, from March to September or so, I lost like 30 pounds. So for me, it felt like a huge accomplishment because I had lost 30 pounds in like 6 months or something like that. And 30 pounds is definitely reasonable in that amount of time. But then after that, I kind of just plateaued and I stayed there and I continued doing my bad habits. And so yeah, I maintained that until maybe January of this year, so 2018. And then, like midterms of my second semester and finals and all of that just caused me to fluctuate in my weight because I was still eating pretty well and I was going to the gym, but I didn't have enough time to go to the gym as often as I was, and I was probably snacking a bit more because of studying. And it made me freak out to the point where every few days I was weighing myself, which again, I honestly don't recommend weighing yourself because it's all dependent on the way you feel and the way you look in the mirror, not on a number. But I went through that phase where I was weighing myself all the time, and I didn't have a scale that did like the percentage of fat and stuff, but Isaac and his roommate did. So every time I was over at his house, I would be weighing myself, and it just became a really bad habit that I don't recommend anyone doing. I don't do it anymore because we don't have a scale and I know better, but when I was fluctuating, I was sort of freaking out, and so I would check all the time. So anyway, yeah, my weight started to fluctuate and I was feeling, on and off pretty good about myself, but overall it was something that I was worrying about way more than I should have been. And so during exam period, I had kind of just let go of this fear of what my body looked like and just wanted to feel good and make sure that I was feeling healthy and like alert for my exams, and I just would eat whatever I wanted occasionally, and it felt good to treat myself because with the stress of exams, stressing over your body image it's the worst thing ever. I literally shake just think about it. Like in December, I had a really hard time focusing on that part of my life, like body image and school, and not like feeling like my head was gonna explode. But anyway, so yeah, during that exam time, I was still going to the gym and still eating relatively well, but I stopped going to the gym as often. I would go 4 or 5 times instead of 5 or 6, and like I said, I would treat myself a bit more. I just wanted to maintain like that healthy lifestyle with school being my main priority. And then this last summer that just went by, I had gained 15 pounds, which for me has been a struggle, and it's just hard because this summer I basically was doing a desk job, so I'd be sitting down like 7 hours a day, and then I would go home and I would usually sit down even more and then go to the gym, and only having that 1 hour of working out, and I would go like 5 times a week, wasn't really enough. On top of it being summer and feeling free and eating what I wanted to, I did not watch my weight nearly as much as I had hoped. So it's so important for me. It was important for me to like keep that balance, and I didn't do that. And so now I weigh like 135, 136, and I know the number doesn't matter. It's just like I use the number as like an indicator of what I look like and how I feel now. So like I know that when I was around 121, that was when I felt my absolute best, and so 15 pounds more is just making me feel slightly less good about myself. Also just because I worked so hard to get to that point, and then you kind of just like, you gain the weight back and you feel like shit again, and I don't know, it's mind over matter, I guess, but whatever. Anyway, so I gained that weight, and now I'm starting to feel slightly less confident in the way I look, which is really hard to say on camera, but I just go through phases where I look at myself and I'm like, blah. But overall, I am proud of what I've achieved. Like, I still do weigh a lot less than I did at the very beginning. So, like I said, I still struggle with food a lot of the time, like my old habits, and also the habits that I had gained while trying to lose weight. So sometimes I'll go through spurts of eating a lot and then not eating a lot. And I've talked to people about this and whether or not I could consider that being like some type of disorder. So it's definitely an intense thing to look into if you have those symptoms as well. definitely comment down below, or if you know me personally, message me and we can talk about it. And like, I honestly would love to hear any advice you guys have for me. But yeah, even though I go to the gym and I'm trying to eat healthy most of the time, like I said, I do have that like self confidence being diminished more than I would like. But the biggest picture is that ever since, like, from now to 2 years ago, I definitely feel a hell of a lot better. And I don't know, I wanted to share the story. Basically, the outline was that I was overweight. Someone had told me that I was overweight and that for my health, so if I wanted to live for a longer period of time, being fit and watching what I eat would be best for me, and they were absolutely right. So there's no hard feelings between me and that person, and they just wanted the best for me, and it's I don't know, it's an amazing feeling how I do now compared to what I did then. But anyway, I wanted to do a video like this because you guys can just see the transformation for me. I will insert photos here, whatever, of what I used to look like compared to now. And like I said, compared to back then, I definitely feel a lot better. And I go through phases of being super confident and then having like these little drawbacks. But it's all a journey. It's a lifestyle. It's gonna happen. You're gonna fluctuate, and I have accepted that. But I just wanted to let you know that it's okay to not always feel amazing about yourself. It's gonna happen. But you should always love who you are as a person. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Like I said, if you have any questions, please comment down below. And if you guys want a video on like my actual fitness and like what I like to do at the gym, I can post that really soon. Basically just like my schedule of what I do at the gym now for this semester. I can talk about it with you guys. But anyway, that was all I wanted to talk about. It is definitely a personal inner journey for me, but I figured I would share it with you guys because I do talk about fitness a lot on my channel, and I show a lot of fitness routines on my channel. So yeah, I guess that's everything. I will see you guys soon with another video, and until then,